that in. Now, I want to talk about progressing. You've obviously seen the first two films, and I really want you involved in the third film. What do you think about, adding your story to Boys of Summer Shortstop and going to the ball game with us, maybe, more than one as we can figure out, and really adding that perspective? Because I told you, there's you as the daughter, and I'm bringing in Francesca as my daughter, about that father-daughter relationship. What do you think about being involved, and what will that mean to you?
Honestly, I haven't given a lot of thought as to what I add to this story, except that I'm the other sibling. You guys had this journey, and that was your experience. I think I experience a lot of my perception of what you experienced with Dad through sports. Is that because he's relatively reserved and quiet, there is a comfort in having that be an underscore to an experience with Dad, because there's a lot of silence between the words with Dad, and having that be the bed of something kind of gives a level of comfort and ease to the experience. So I don't know that I have a different feeling about that, because I, as you do, love sports. So I don't think I bring anything different to that, except that that's something that we both enjoy sharing with Dad. I'm not exactly sure what I add to that, except just the other piece, of the family. I don't know that I have a special dynamic with Dad, that I think is all that different. I think you've been more communicative, just more engaged, just with the movies and whatnot. But I think my experience of Dad is very similar to yours. I don't hear anything.
We have to make note of the jingling, snorting, and make sure people don't think that's your stomach. What are those sounds we're hearing in the background?
That would be my dogs, Cagney and Gracie.
That'd be Cagney and Gracie, whom you're seeing right now, these two beautiful girls. So just don't think there's a particular IBS syndrome or anything going on with my sister. It is, in fact, her loving dogs. Look, you mentioned not knowing what you bring. Let me give you, from my perspective, what you bring.
Sure.
As my older sister, as the person who I've looked up to most of my life, you've experienced a lot of things differently in our family, and it's one of the things that when we got to an adult age, we were able to talk about and realize, wow, we grew up in the same house but saw it differently, very differently. And we were treated differently. And I think a lot of siblings know that story too. And at the same time, now as we've grown into this role of adult children who are taking care, thankfully, I think you and I have such a strong foundation that we're able to do this harmoniously. And I think what I hope this adds is an example. What I've always felt I hope this film adds is, societally speaking, that people can look at this and say, here is a positive way to live a family life. Not the way by any ways. I'm not trying to say it's right, but simply a positive way to engage each other, to ask questions, to spend time, to outwardly and overtly tell each other that you love each other, and to show that through spending this time together and listening to each other. And it makes the world a better place. And so having your voice involved at this level is terrifically important from the family dynamic, because A, you're my sister, B, you're Dad's daughter, or probably vice versa. But because you were the daughter before I arrived by 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days. And that it brings up such an important family dynamic that I believe more people who see this will relate to, will hear more stories, and we can again add to, I think, a very important dynamic for society to say, that's a good example.
Yeah, well, I agree in the sense that, yes, you wouldn't think, I think, if you talked to both of us about growing up, that we did grow up in the same household, given our experiences and perceptions. But, through whatever work and life experiences we've had up to this point, what I am grateful for is that we are on the same page. I know that's not the case with every family and every, siblings, or many siblings, the way that they look at their parents and what they're willing to do. And, you know, you and I have gone back and forth. Sometimes one of us is more able than another to do certain things, you know, time wise and, you know, expense wise. So I think it's great though that I feel like we are seeing things similarly at the same time and are seeing the needs and are willing to work together. So I am grateful not to be in this alone, because I think it would be, I mean, it's hard anyway, you know, so I think just not being alone in it just makes it exponentially easier.